information, Dr. KB Jayanti Madam is promoted as a Dean School of Electrical Sciences. I have recently promoted to this position as Head of the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering on 11th this January. Madam will be available in this meeting. So as a BO chairman, I am presenting this BOS. Thank you. So I welcome all the BOS members for this 18th BOS meeting. On behalf of Department of ECE, on behalf of our principal, on behalf of our management, on behalf of K.S. Rangasamy College of Technology, I welcome all, wholeheartedly welcome all the BOS members for this meeting. So I would like to introduce the members of, external members of this BOS meeting. Dr. Mansoor Romi, Professor, Tyagarajar College of Engineering from Madurai. He is a university nominee nominated by Anna University, Chennai. And we have subject experts, two subject experts. And one is Dr. Ashok Rao, former head IISc Bangalore, nominated by our principal. And the other subject expert is Dr. P.T. Vanati, Professor, Department of ECE, PGT College of Technology, nominated by our principal as a subject expert. And other subject expert from Vineet Kumar Chandra from Nokia. Is industry expert. He's recently joined in our group. I welcome Vineet Kumar Chandra as a new member. And Mr. P. Chinnadurai, Senior Project Leader, Jasmine Infotech, Chennai, as industry expert. And the other member is Mr. P.R. Sudhakar, our alumni. He is from Tesla Semiconductor Private Limited, Bengaluru. So one second, I welcome all the members for readily accepting our invitation and joining this meeting to share the views or strengthen our curriculum. And we expect the suggestions to strengthen our curriculum in order to meet the industry expectations. So we have a new curriculum, that is R 2018. Up to 6 semesters we have framed, and this meeting is to finalize the 7th semester courses syllabi and 8th semester courses. And as per the discussion we had in the last meeting, we have also made amendment on this curriculum, and this is effective from the current first year, that means 2024 batch onwards. So I would like to present the entire curriculum of R 2018 and syllabi of 7th semester as well as 8th semester courses, and various 1 credit courses what we are offering in our department, and various open electives opted by our students from other departments, and other value-added courses and other parameters which are which will be analyzed for strengthening our curriculum. So that will be the major agenda of this meeting. So let me check whether other members are joined. If joined, let me start the meeting. 1 second, I will check the members. Thank you.
Yeah,
sir, please.
Your permission, I wanted to welcome everybody. So let me do my honors. Good morning, all of you. I'm Professor Gopalakrishnan, Principal K.S. Rangasamy College of Technology. I'd like to welcome all of you for this BOS meeting of ECE Department Board, and start from University nominee Mansoor sir from Tyagarajar College of Engineering. Good morning, sir. Welcome to K.S. Rangasamy College of Technology virtually for this BOS meeting. And we have two subject experts. I think we are waiting for them. Dr. Rao sir from IISc Bangalore and Madam Anati from PhD. And we have industry experts, one Mr. Vineet Kumar Chandra from Nokia. Good morning and welcome to KSRCT, Mr. Vineet. And we have Mr. Chinnadurai from Jasmine Infotech. And we have one more industry person. He is proud distinguished alumni of our K.S. Rangasamy College of Technology, Mr. Sudhakar, representing Tesla Semiconductors from Bangalore. And other faculty members of ECE department are available. And we have BOS chairman, Dr. P. Kumar, and we have Dean of School of Electrical Sciences, Dr. K.B. Jayanti. Good morning, all of you. I have few requests to this board. And because I want, before starting of the meeting, I wanted to share my expectation So a few things I wanted to list it out. So kindly, I believe that the board will take it and you will be able to give the suggestions, right suggestions for the betterment of the student fraternity. So I just wanted to list it out certain things. Start from, I hope all of you know, this is we are going with the choice-based credit system aspects. So ultimately, our objective is to make the students employable, and we have to make them to be prepared for the higher studies. That is the main objective of that. And apart from that, we also have certain aspects to be there in the curriculum. Already we insisted the department to have at least 4 or 5 verticals, so that from the second semester or the second year, student will be travel in that track, and when they come to final year or seventh semester, they will be able to have a horizontal exposure and vertical expertise. That is what one main objective of having 4 or 5 verticals or domains. So that's one thing I wanted to insist the BOS chairman and the members. I request all of them to give valuable suggestions. The second one, we are offering electives to strengthen the core aspects of different domains. In that regard, I also, because it's more of more of theoretical aspects. So can we have any practical component in the elective? At least one elective if we have 4 credits, so that we can implement the practical components. So that's one request from my side. And another request, the practical exposure to the students, because in that regard we wanted to have 2 things we wanted to bring in. Few subjects, say for example every semester 1 or 2 subjects, maybe 20 to 30% of the subject may be handled by industry experts, and 10% of the practical hands-on, the hands-on should be there in those subjects. That is also I'm requesting the BOS chairman and other members to take it seriously and give your valuable suggestions. And some of the things we may not be able to incorporate in the curriculum and the syllabi, that may be considered as a open elective, and it also may be considered as a value-added courses. So in that also, I request the BOS chairman to have list of value-added courses in each and every semester. It is not only students may be done only in the 6th semester or the 7th semester. We have to make it as a habit of the student to do those value-added courses like 1 credit or 2 credit or open elective. So it should be in the track. Again, that also should be in the track. So the continuity should be there. So coming only in the 5th semester doing certain courses may not be solve the purpose. So these are the things which I wanted to insist upon. So I hope our other members also have joined. So with this, I thank all the members for joining here. And I believe all your inputs will be having a great impact on the syllabi and curriculum. More than that, this also I insisted, that is in a final point, execution of laboratory, because we have to be very particular about it, because we wanted to have a 4-year engineering degree. It is not only to produce engineering graduates, we wanted to produce engineers. So I request the members to give some kind of stringent practices to suggest to the department to produce more number of good engineers. It may be on communication or whatever may be the design aspect. So end of the day, the students of K.C. Rangasamy College of Technology should participate in more design contests. They should have a critical thinking, problem solving ability, and they also have to participate in hackathons, so that through which they will be able to have a great career for their career. So this is what my request as a principal of the institution. So over to Dr. P. Kumar, the chairman of BOS of ECE. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, actually, Ashok sir said he will be joining within other 10 to 15 minutes, and we are not able to connect Dr. P.T. Vanati madam. So shall we start the meeting, sir?
Yeah, ma'am, KP Jayanti ma'am, I hope we can start. So we may proceed, I believe,
sir,
because other members are waiting.
Start.
Yes.
Sure, sir. Ashok sir has asked to start the meeting so that he'll join with us. And I'm trying to connect to Dr. Vanati ma'am also. So
yeah,
we'll start the meeting, sir.
Yeah, you drop a message to her, then we'll start the meeting, because other members are waiting. Thank you.
Okay,
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So if you allow me, Dr. Kumar, can I give you a small briefing about myself?
Because sure.
Obviously,
people who have not met me. All right. So hello, everyone. My name is Vineet Kumar Chandra. I'm in this industry for last 21 years. First 7 years of my career, I worked with HTC. This is another handset company which you might have heard. Now they're out of business in India. And then for last 14 years, I'm working with Nokia. Nokia means we are closely working with Bell Labs Technologies. I have played multiple roles there, right from the technical project manager role to program manager. Now I'm a worldwide quality lead for the fixed network products. Any broadband connectivity which you are getting at your home, we have a market share of 47% worldwide. So no operator can work without Nokia product in their premise. We are not talking about the CPE instruments which are there, which is customer premise instruments, but we are talking about anything which comes to your home, whether a part of copper or fiber line. So we are world leaders there. So we have a global delivery center in Chennai, R&D lab with the 110,000 square feet with lakhs of instruments. Any router, a company who introduces a new router or switch, they need to go through stringent testing because our product is everywhere in all the geographies, 127 countries. So we do the initial testing and we have our own copper and fiber product. We call it GPON and DSLAMs. So these are the products which we developed out of Chennai. It is one of the major contributor along with Antwerp in Belgium and Shanghai in China. So we have 3 major development centers, and I'm part of this product line for last 13 years. So just want to give a small briefing about the experience which I carry to the members. Thank you very much for inviting me and joining this BOS.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
So let me continue, sir.
Please proceed, Dr. Kumar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So this is today's agenda. So as per our principal's guidelines, we have made things in the curriculum. So just I am presenting the agenda, today's agenda. So first thing we are going to see the curriculum of R 2018 and syllabi of a 7th and 8th semesters. And so far, we have framed syllabi for up to 6 semesters. So let us look into the any changes made in the syllabi of 1 to 6 semesters, and list of various open LT courses offered in the department in the odd semester of 2022, and the discussion on curriculum of 1 to 8 semesters of R 2018, in which we are discussing more things like total number of credits, curriculum addressing various domains and preparation of syllabi. So a lot of things we are discussing. And the fifth one is discussion on curriculum of 1 to 6 semester of R 2018. Any changes in the 1 to 6 semesters and total number of credits of PG program, total PG program, and discussion on choice-based credit system as our principals are told. So we have made we are facilitating the students to undergo this choice-based credit system. We are offering self-study courses, 1 credit courses, open LT courses, and we are facilitating students to undertake SWAYAM, NPTEL, MOOC online courses, and we are also offering the mandatory courses like ethics for inculcating universal human values, and assessment patterns, TLP process, skill-based and value-added courses, credit for international certifications, and rollout of laboratories, and any other matters. So let us first look into the preparation of curriculum of syllabi of 7th and 8th semester of R 2018. So let us go through the overview of R 2018 curriculum. And in the first semester we have, this structure may be familiar with other members, and this is new to our new member, Mr. Vinit Kumar Chandra. So that is why I'm just briefing the previous curriculum what we have finalized already. So sir, we have 5 courses in the first semester. Communication skills, calculus and differential equations, physics for electrical sciences, basic electrical sciences, engineering graphics, and we have applied physics laboratory, engineering practices laboratory. In the 7th semester, we have 6 courses. One is communication skills 2, Laplace transform, complex variables, applied chemistry, programming in for problem solving, engineering mechanics, Constitution of India as a mandatory course. And we have 2 laboratories. One is chemistry laboratory, another is a program programming for problem solving laboratory. In the third semester, we have again 6 courses. Partial differential equations, linear algebra, and numerical methods, data structures, electronic devices and circuits, digital logic design, network theory, and non-normal science as a mandatory course. And we have 3 laboratories. One is analog and digital electronics laboratory, data structures laboratory, and another career competency development. In order to inculcate the career advancement skills, we have a set of career competency development courses. And the first course is in the third semester as CCD1. And in the fourth semester, we have a probability and stochastic process, LIC, electromagnetics, signals and systems. And we have first 2 open elective in the fourth semester, and ethics for engineers. And we have 3 laboratory courses, LIC, and another is electron devices project laboratory. And we have the career component as CCD2 in the fourth semester. And in the fifth semester, we have analog communication, control systems engineering, DSP, microprocessors, CMOS design, and first elective department core elective is in the fifth semester. And we have 2 laboratories, DSP laboratory and CMOS design laboratory, and the CCD component, third component in the fifth semester. And in the sixth semester, we have engineering, economics and financial accounting, digital communication, embedded systems, machine learning techniques, elective 2, core elective 2, and open elective 2. And we have a new courses added in this sixth semester to facilitate the students to start startups and entrepreneurship. This is the new course we have added recently in this sixth semester as a mandatory course. And we have laboratories like analog digital communication laboratory, embedded systems laboratory, innovation project laboratory. And this innovation project laboratory, we are giving open-ended experiments so that students will be doing will be going for project contest outside. So this is an important laboratory we have in this sixth semester. And the fourth component of career competency development, CCD4, is offered in the sixth semester. So this is what we have so far finalized. Actually, curriculum is finalized. And 7th semester, 8th semester syllabi we have to finalize in this BOS meeting. So in the 7th semester, we have computer networks. Relative load is less in the 7th semester because the students are going for placement training and placements activities. So we have minimum load in 5th semester. We have only 5 papers. One is computer networks, microwave engineering, mobile communication and networks, elective 3rd elective, core elective, and open elective 3 is offered in this semester. And corresponding laboratories, communication and networks laboratory, and the project work phase 1, and 5th component of CCD is available in this. And in the 8th semester, we have 3 courses. And this is for the, this is not for the, the students admitted in the current 2024. So this is for second year, third year, and final years. And we have removed 2 courses in this. Sir, 1 minute. Sir, 1 minute.
We are not able to see the screen. Yes, Kumar.
Yeah.
Screen is not. Okay.
And now you are able to see it.
Yes.
So far we have referred to one that was shared to us in the mail.
Okay. Sorry. I just thought of I have shared.
It's okay.
Okay. Now I think.
Sir, I have an information. Dr. Vanati ma'am. Dr. Vanati ma'am is joining in 2 minutes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So, okay, let me continue. In the 8th semester, we have 3 courses, elective 4 and 5, and open elective 4. And lastly, we have a project phase work 2. And this is the structure of curriculum. And let us go through the syllabi of each courses. So first, computer networks. So this is syllabus of computer network. I think slide is visible to everyone.
Yes. Thank you. So introduction. In this first module, we have data communication concepts, network components, various network components, network criteria, various topologies, network types,
Kumar,
Yes.
actually only that the syllabus curriculum on that slide is the syllabus is not visible here.
Yeah. 1 minute. 1 minute, Chinnadurai. 1 minute. I'm sharing the screen itself. I think now it is visible.
Yes, Lord. Yes. Thank you.
So first unit, first module, we are it is introduction. 1 minute, Madam Vanati ma'am, join ma'am.
Yes, I have joined, Pakumar. You proceed.
Welcome, ma'am. I
Welcome.
welcome Dr. P.T. Vanandi, ma'am, Professor, Department of ECE, PhD, College of Technology. Warm greetings from KSR College of Technology, ma'am.
Thank you, Pa. Thank you.
We have just about 2 minutes back. We have started, ma'am.
Okay.
This is the first course in the 7th semester, ma'am. So we are finalizing this BOS meeting is about to finalize the courses of 7th and 8th semester, ma'am.
Okay.
So this is the first course in the 7th semester, ma'am.
Okay.
So compute. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Data communication, network components, network criteria, various network topologies, network types, protocol layering concepts, network standards like OSI model, TCP/IP model, OSI versus comparison between OSI and TCP/IP, and various wireless standards like Bluetooth, Zigbee, and ad hoc and sensor networks, performance factors, throughput, bandwidth, and latency. And this is the first module. In the second module, it is data link layer, nodes and links, services, error detection and correction, CRC, checksum, HDLC protocol, media access control, MAC for wired and wireless local area networks, pure and slotted Aloha, CSMA CD, IEEE 802.3, Ethernet, fast Ethernet, Gigabit Ethernet, IEEE 802.11, Wi-Fi MAC protocol, CSMA CA, IEEE 802.16 WiMAX. This is the second module. The third module we are covering the network layer, all the network layer concepts like switches, routers, gateways, and packet switching, network layer protocols, IPv6, IPv4, routing, unicast, multicasting, and IGMP and mobile IP. This is the third module. And in the fourth module, it is a transport layer, UDP, TCP, SCTP, and all congestion control algorithms and the quality of service. And the fifth module is the application layer, in which we have all kind of the application things like www, HTTP, FTP, DNS, and all telnet, network security threats, cryptography, security in Ethernet, IP security, firewalls, multimedia streaming, stored video, audio, real-time interactive protocol, and finally RTP. And we are referring textbook is given as Ferozan, and other is James and Rose. So these are the two textbooks, and I request the members to give suggestions to improvise this computer networks course.
May I suggest something?
Sir, sure, sir. Most welcome.
Yeah.
Sir.
So right now, for last 2 years, there is a new thing which is getting introduced in the network is network slicing, because now most of the operators are going on the software-defined networks. So they have their own network topologies, their own route summarizations, and based on this, they request the product companies like us to provide a specific solution to work in their domain. So it is like a customer defined network. We will study that, and we will provide our solutions to that. So if we can put something in the introduction on network slicing, and then maybe in network layer, we can teach something additional about the software defined network, that will be good. And we can recommend certain reference material for that also.
Okay, sir.
At a later point of time.
Okay, we will add this. Actually, this network slicing is interoperability enhancement thing, sir.
It is close to that, but it is like for every telecommunication service providers like Bharti or Reliance, or I'm just quoting an Indian operators. They have their own network architecture, and now not to spend too much money on that network architecture, they said that this is what our architecture. Make sure that your product works in this definition, software definition. So it's a standardization for each network operator. So we use network slicing as the base for that, and they will define the use cases, that these are the use cases which you have to work upon. These are the equipments of third-party vendors which are not your products, which are already available, and your product should work like that. So it's like a new trend for last couple of years we are working on, called SDN, software defined networks.
Sure. So we will add these new components in this. Sir, other members, sir, Mansurumi, sir.
So I don't have anything specific to say. I think it looks okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So for this, do the students have that laboratory also for this?
Yes. Less laboratories there in the 7th semester. Actually, we don't have enough space for accommodating separate laboratory for this communication computer networks. Earlier we had separately, but we are now combining this with microwave, optical, and computer networks laboratory, combined laboratory.
Okay. So one of the things based on that, the latest trends which are going on, the one thing is that the cyber security. So in many places, that is the big concern. That's like that. So maybe like if we have some test or something in the laboratory, we can add that the cyber security related. That will be helpful for the students.
Sure. Thank you, Chinandre.
So related to that, we can think of something on the data privacy also. Cyber security is a big umbrella, and within that, as an introduction, we can think about the data privacy part.
Okay, sure. Sudhakar, do you have anything to share?
Yeah, Dr. Kumar sir, in that application layer, right? I think you have covered most of them, but voice over internet protocol, that VoIP is missing, I think.
VoIP. Okay.
Yeah, voice over internet protocol.
Okay. Thank you. We will look into that issue.
Yeah, thank you.
Ma'am, Vanati ma'am.
Yes, data link layer, it's too crowded. Actually, can you take all in 9 hours? Otherwise, you are only stating what is IEEE 802 standard and then proceeding. I think the syllabus you have put it from Ferozana.
Yes, ma'am.
So he has only qualitative treatment, no?
Yes, ma'am.
So it will not be heavily loaded for the students. It's okay. Then you can proceed, no problem. Because he has to study IEEE 802.3 full, okay? And then Wi-Fi. So the depth you treat it is left to the faculty, no?
Yes, ma'am.
So they try to accommodate in this one. Then it's okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, pa.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I request our dean, ma'am, to give his views. Her views, sorry. Ma'am? Jayanti, ma'am? Okay, we will continue. So next is microwave engineering. So this is the syllabus of microwave engineering. In the first module, it's a two-port network theory and the history of microwaves and various microwave bands, types of two-ports networks and parameters, formulation of scattering matrix and their properties, reciprocal, non-reciprocal, lossless networks, transmission matrix, and RF behavior of resistors, capacitors, and inductors is in the first module. The second module, RF amplifiers and matching networks, characteristics amplifiers, amplifier power relations, stability considerations, stability methods, noise figure, VSWR, broadband, high power and multi-stage amplifiers, impedance matching, and for a two-port, multi-port frequency response and quality factor, microstrip and matching networks is covered in the second module. And passive and active microwave devices, actually GUN, pin diodes, IMPAT, TRAPAT, klystron, and finally magnetron is TWT is covered in the third module. And in the fourth module, all kind of measurements like power, frequency, impedance, and a network analyzer parameter, I mean scattering parameter measurement, and network spectrum analyzer study and measurement of spectrum of microwave signal and other noise figure components and other antenna parameters are covered in this fourth module. And finally, in the last module, modern trends in microwave engineering. This is a new module which is added when you compare with the existing curriculum. So in this fifth module, we have covered the effect of microwaves on a human body, medical and civil applications of microwaves, electromagnetic interference, electromagnetic compatibility, that is EMI, EMC, MMIC fabrication, monolithic microwave IC fabrication, RF MEMS for microwave components, microwave imaging, microwave systems we have covered in this fifth module, in which wireless systems, radar systems, radiometer systems, satellite communication, remote sensing, microwave propagation, and microwave antennas, which are covered in the fifth unit. So Sam Leo is the textbook, and Annapurna Das is another textbook which are added. So I request all the members to give suggestions in this micro engineering course. Sir, Rumi sir. Sir, am I audible to? Sir? Yes, sir, audible, sir.
It's okay.
Sir, syllabus is okay, sir. Syllabus is okay, sir. Let us.
Syllabus is okay, pa.
Okay. Any content to be added, ma'am?
It's okay, pa. It's good.
Sir, I request other members to give their views. Otherwise, we continue.
Yeah, that's fine with me also. Thank you.
Yeah, sir. Yes, Sudhakar. Please.
And the microstrip lines is being added here.
Microstrip line in the second module. Microstrip line is added.
Fine. Last, yeah, I got
yes,
it.
Yes. Sir, Vineet, sir.
So it's fine with me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So one thing like what I see is like the MEMS related things. I mean, like it's like a small thing is added. If something higher, if we can increase that MEMS related thing, because that is the things which are the trends, the current industry is ongoing. If we can increase, I don't know that which need to be reduced because to cover that the total hours. If we can increase something higher in the MEMS, then that will be good.
Actually, RF MEMS for microwave components is given the fifth module. So you want to add something extra?
Yes.
If
the students are studying anything related to MEMS in as a separate subject like that, or only this one?
No, we have here only we have elective course, but none of them are opting this MEMS as elective. Okay, we have actually framed a substream for continuing this course and ending with the MEMS fabrication. We have substreams, but so far we have not given any students opted this MEMS as an elective course.
Okay. So
anyway, we'll give a background here.
Instead of like just like a one thing, if we can cover some more topic in the MEMS, then that will be helpful for them when they come into the industry side.
Okay. Thank you, Sinadrai. Madam Jayanti, ma'am. Ma'am. Hello, madam. Ma'am Jayanti, madam. I think there is some network issue. Okay. Thank you.
Sir, I just got disconnected. I joined.
Ma'am, anything to be done in this syllabus, ma'am? Microwave syllabus. Actually, Mr. Chinadhara is suggesting to add a few more MEMS components because we have to give background for MEMS, ma'am. So we will look into that issue, ma'am. Anything needs to be added, ma'am?
No, actually the syllabus is already, I feel it is loaded. We have RF, we have included RF. I invite suggestions from the members whether we can remove RF and maybe we can include MEMS. Can somebody help us?
See, you cannot remove RF because it is based on UG, no.
Okay, ma'am.
So you cannot remove that. MEMS, you try to give some introduction, that's all, not much. And the elective, you try to give an enriched syllabus.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
and discuss with the students to take the subject, because that is going to be a very good subject.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because this is a basic subject we are giving for UG, we cannot load with everything.
Sure,
ma'am. Basic should be taught, pa. That is my view. Okay, so you cannot, because if they are not studying RF without this subject, that is the thing.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So we cannot remove RF.
Actually, yeah, ma'am. Actually, we have combined both the passive
Yes,
and active
already
booster in
actually
two
you have
different
combined two
modules,
subjects.
ma'am.
Right.
Yes,
That I know.
ma'am. So if we add something, then it will be definitely overloading, ma'am. That is why I was worried. Maybe we'll make it a practice to offer MEMS as one of the electives here afterwards compulsorily, so students who are willing can take it.
Yes, even if they are willing, they can take it. Nothing wrong there. It's a very good subject, MEMS.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you,
ma'am.
Yeah,
good morning, everybody.
We'll offer it.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Sir,
good morning,
welcome.
everybody. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. And let me come. So don't ever remove RF. Please don't. As suggested, have a full course elective on MEMS. But in MEMS, please focus more on sensors, because in small colleges you can do a lot of work with sensors. So you look at MEMS from a 50% from a sensor point of view, so that you can do a lot of projects, applications. You can even set up a sensor fabrication facility, all that, because setting up MEMS fabrication may be very difficult, but sensor fabrication is much easier.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, so on behalf of Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering and on behalf of K.S. Rangasamy College of Technology, we welcome our subject experts, Dr. Ashok Rao, sir, former head from IISc Bangalore. So we welcome you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry I couldn't join in time. There was some emergency that happened. So.
No, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And next is mobile communication and networks. First module is introduction. So very basic introduction is given on wireless communication systems and modern wireless communication systems, starting from 2G networks and 3G networks and wireless LAN, PAN, basic cellular concept like frequency reuse, channel assignment, handoff strategies, and interference and system capacity study, trunking, grade of service, and various capacity improvement techniques like coverage and capacity enhancement techniques. And in the second module, we have radio propagation techniques, starting from free space propagation model and basic propagation techniques like reflection, diffraction, and scattering. In which reflection, we have Touré model, and in this diffraction, we have knife edge diffraction model. In scattering, we have normal log normal shadowing. And the Okumura model, Hata model, log density path loss model, small scale multipath propagation, and various parameters for multipath channel study, types of small scale fading, and Rayleigh Racean distributions. And in the third module, we have different modulation techniques like offset QPSK. Actually, these things, basic things like BPSK, QPSK, DPSK are studied in digital communication subject itself. We have modulation techniques which are particularly used for mobile radio like offset QPSK, pi before QPSK, MSK, GMSK, and various error performance study in various fading channels, and spread spectrum techniques, direct sequence spread spectrum and frequency hopping spread spectrum. And the new module is OFDM, which is added in the third module. And in the fourth module, we have signal processing and multiple access techniques, in which we have all types of equalization, linear, non-linear, adaptive equalization, and algorithms like zero forcing, LMS algorithms, and various diversity techniques, in which they are looking into frequency diversity, time diversity, and polarization diversity, macro diversity, micro diversity, and combining techniques like receiver and various multiplexes techniques, TDMA, FDMA, CDMA, SDMA, and introduction to MIMO systems. And in the fifth module, we have basics of GSM and CDMA, IS95, WiMAX, 4G LTE, and pros and cons of local area networks, and IEEE 11, 11, 11 IEEE 802.16, and various types A, B, G, and N standards, WPANs, WATM, Hyperland, and WLL. So these are the things which are covered in the fifth module. And TS Rappaport is given as a textbook, and another is Krishnamurthy. So these are the contents of. I request the members to give their suggestions.
Dr. Kumar,
it looks a little heavy.
Sir?
It looks, this course looks very heavy for even an average student. Unless you, if all becomes just block diagram type, then they may be able to manage. But if all these things have to be done in 1, 2, 3, 4, 45 hours, I don't know how you're going to convey important aspects to them. There's so much that is packed.
So we don't know how to teach these concepts, because 8th semester we have only elective courses. And
I know. That's what I'm.
We don't know the place for putting these things.
See, this FDMA, TDMA, all this you would have covered in earlier communication course, is it?
Actually, we can cover in the digital communication itself, sir.
Basic concept.
Basic. These are very basic concepts. Even computer networks also, they are studying the same thing.
Yeah,
sir.
so but basically today so many things are all standardized.
Yes.
If you can avoid wireless signal processing and multiple access techniques, complete unit, and put more emphasis on wireless standards and networks, because that is what the students are going to face.
Okay,
you can do 2 units, wireless standards 1 unit and wireless networks another unit. Then it may be quite useful also for people. And all this, so many digital modulation schemes, I don't know whether all this, if it is packed in one course, the most important thing is familiarity of people to wireless standards and network. That's where the jobs are really.
Okay, sir.
Nobody will be asked to design equalizers or is there an adaptive signal processing course?
No, sir. Elective course.
Yeah, so you see this LMS algorithms, all this, everything takes a lot of time. In the sense, they will miss out. See, you will cover the syllabus, but they will have such a superficial view of what is going on. Rather, you.
So you mean to divide the 5th unit into 2 modules, wireless standards and wireless networks, and 4th module can be removed.
And remove out of 1, 2, 3, 4 units, you make it 3.
Okay, sir.
And expand this to 2, because that is what they are going to encounter.
Sure. Okay, sir.
See, we have to emphasize less on design, more on applications and familiarity, because design jobs are very few, whereas application jobs are a lot.
Sure.
Students are better empowered if they are more aware of applications. This also is really, there are too many models. I don't say no, but it is better they know 1 or 2 models correctly rather than trying to know all the models and their terminology.
Okay, sir.
See, the trick of good teaching is to teach less, but make them learn more. Here, all the effort seems to be teaching more, and you are not sure they will learn more. In fact, the more you teach, the less they learn.
Okay, sir.
This is one problem we see with many colleges at undergraduate level, trying to pack too many things so that you feel you have improved the syllabus, and students feel they know better because they know all the terminology rather than the ideas.
Okay, sir. We will look into that.
Honestly speaking, in 9 hours, can you cover all this?
So it's a little difficult, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, 5th unit is heavily loaded. It is not possible to cover all in 9 hours. Okay, sir.
Yeah, just I mean that's my suggestion, but definitely this needs more attention.
Sure.
And what you do to get this more attention at the cost of this, I don't know. But definitely so many models are not needed.
Okay, sir.
You must be able to tell them 2 or 3 models and 1 or 2 distributions in detail. Okay. Because when they encounter something new, they must be able to learn on their own. You cannot be telling everything.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Because if you tell everything, they will not learn how to learn on their own. So then all these problems, by the time they take up a job, some more changes will happen in this and they are lost. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. So we will look into that issue, and we will. I welcome other members to share their thoughts.
Dr. Kumar, will you allow me to share something on screen? This is
sure,
Vinith.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sure,
okay.
Sir.
So when we are seeing here 2G and 3G, these are right now already the technology which is weaned off. Nobody is using 2G right now across globe, or 3G is getting phased out with 4G. Yes. I request you to have maybe a introduction in the first part for 1 hour on the 5G. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So actually, this is, yeah.
Actually, we are trying to give basic concepts in the first one. That's why we have given 2G and 3G, sir. And you want to give the basics for 5G, sir, in the first module itself?
That is right now the technology which everybody is going to adopt in next 2 years, and we have a special designed, reference material for the college students and recent grads. We have a program on the 5G, and you can put it as an elective certification.
Actually, we are offering 5G technology as an open elective for other students, and correct. 66 students from mechatronics and computer science, they are undergoing right now, which is offered in the second and third year students actually, sir. But 5G concepts, if you suggest, we will add the 5G components.
No, this is my recommendation, because 2G and 3G is no more adapted anywhere across globe.
Sure,
so if you're spending some hours there and giving a detailed update on 2G and 3G will not make sense, because I have seen in your 5th group, you have already put 4G LTE, which is now the operators which don't want to spend money. They adapt the LTE part on backhauling.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if maybe an hour update on the 5G, what Ashok Rao sir has said, that nobody is going to design right now. They have to work on the fundamentals.
Okay. Sure.
That will be great. So Nokia already have a package on that which we are offering to students. It's a 6-hour course which we call it as Associate, which provides these kind of information, and we can also adapt as an industry expert. We can reach out to your student community with an hour or 2-hour course exclusively for defining what is 5G and how it is adapted in the real network.
Okay, sir.
Right. Just want to give you a brief on that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We will look into this. Sir, Vanati ma'am and Mansurami sir.
That's right. I think well said. Maybe we can have information on 5G.
Sure, sir.
That's better. Like she says, like sir said, 2G and 3Gs are not going off.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So we will add the basic things of 5G in the first module itself, sir.
But my apprehension is that Kumar sir, like, do we have faculty members who are well equipped with 5Gs?
Actually, myself and other 2 faculty recently went to VIT, Vellore Institute of Technology, for one FDP on 5G technology, sir. So in which they have covered all 5G basics, and free space optics also they have covered, and that is better.
Yeah, that is better.
Yes, sir. FSO
and is. Sir, if it is a need, Dr. Kumar, we can do an FDP, faculty development for the college. We have experts from Bangalore and Chennai who can plan this and appraise all the people who are interested to do that.
Sure, sir.
That was wonderful, sir.
Thank you, sir.
One more suggestion.
Yes, Sudhakar.
So, I mean, yeah, of course, going and learning and then giving it to the students is one way. I understand. Okay, but my take on this is like, can the industrial experts can be invited to do some talks on these topics to the students,
So
where they know that, right, because they were seeing
yes, yes,
the
yes,
in and out of
yes,
the
yes.
world, right? I mean, on the application side, right? So they can even, I mean, might be little bit of deviating from the syllabus, I understand, but asking the experts to deliver on 5G will make them even more
Yes, yes, yes.
understanding. Interaction will be more with the industry
That
also.
so that is what we are planning. Actually 20% of the syllabus is covered by industrial experts. We invite industrial experts for few topics for the better understanding of what is actually happening in industry to the students. So that is what we are planning. So definitely we will arrange 2-3 guest lectures or any FDP programs for students better understanding of this course. Sure. Thank you, Sudhakar. We will do it definitely.
Sure. If you require any help on these regards, right, please let me know. I can
Sure.
invite the people. I can request my seniors who are separately working on the 5G on this. I can ask them to maybe on
Okay.
this or anything else. If there is available team members, right, I will help out to get
Thank you,
them.
Sudhakar. Thank you. Thank you. Sure, we will contact you soon. Ma'am, Vanati ma'am. Ma'am, do you have
Yes,
any?
sir. Yes, Pa. Actually, as Ashok sir has mentioned, I think you have to concentrate more on the 5th unit. Because in digital communication, I think the equalization and other aspects they are learning. So I think you can expand and include your 5G also in that last unit
Okay, ma'am.
and put it as 2 units. Pa.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Reorganize as 2 units.
Okay, sure, ma'am. We will rearrange this and we will frame the new syllabus, ma'am.
Do you by chance have any simulator for 5G?
No, sir. We right now we don't have any such simulator in our institute, sir.
Can Nokia provide so that, I mean, you can run a good course completely on the simulator, and that will give them better feel for 5G rather than using so much of board. You can clear the concepts in every alternate class, but make sure that they use the simulator, and that will actually give them a very good idea. And 5G is going to be there for the next few years easily, with lot of jobs and applications. Just see if there is at least not an industry version, at least an academic version of such simulators.
Student version if available. Okay, sir. We will. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Mr. Chinnadurai, and maybe signal processing is about to be discussed. So you please give your views, because this equalization, adaptive equalization, and algorithms.
I have some concern there. Actually, in our some of those applications also, by removing that 4th unit is okay, but better to have that the adaptive equalization and that LMS. Those things are been still now it is used in different algorithms. So if the students have know about that LMS or adaptive those things in some other subject, then it is okay. Otherwise, better you can have only those two things and you can remove maybe other things.
Okay. So
and
we will look into yes.
All other points mentioned by like Ashok Rasa and other peoples also, it's a very good. The thing is just the students need to know regarding that 5G also.
Sure.
Okay, I agree to that in the sense without knowing LMS algorithm, there is no point in giving EC degree.
Correct.
LMS algorithm and preferably its adaptive version is what the whole industry runs on today. Okay, so you can't miss that. But I thought that will be done in some course.
Yes.
So you teach what is almost 90% used. The remaining used in very rare circumstances and situation. You don't have to burden the undergraduate students.
Okay, sir. So we will look into that and we will solve this issue, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you all for your suggestions.
Including one example is including this Microsoft Teams meeting in background that the LMS adaptive is running.
Yeah. Thank you. Sure, Chinnadurai, we will take care of this. Thank you. Ma'am, Jayanti ma'am. Ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, any suggestion, ma'am?
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. You are audible, ma'am. Ma'am, any suggestions
Yes,
in
sir.
this syllabus?
No, sir, we will go ahead as per the suggestions
Okay,
given.
ma'am.
We will try to introduce 5G and then we'll try to take the support of Mr. Vinit Chandra as well as Mr. Sudhakar and try to bring resource persons.
Sure,
and
sure.
we'll go ahead with this, sir.
Thank
Sure,
you, ma'am.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
I have a suggestion.
Yes, sir.
There is this Dr. Gautam from NIT Surathkal. He is right now working in Manipal. I think he's one of the best in 5G in the country today. He is a close colleague of Arul, who was earlier in your BOS. It would be good to get him to spend some time. He's a very friendly, approachable person. He may be able to do some hand holding and also do a couple of sessions for both your teachers and students. I'll share his mail ID and phone number with you, Dr. Kumar. Okay?
Sure, sir. What's his name, sir?
Gautam Simha.
Gautam. Sure. Okay, sir.
Gautam
Sure,
Simha.
sir.
He's an assistant professor now. He finished his PhD in NIT Surathkal.
Okay, sir.
And he's exceedingly good in wireless, 5G, everything.
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So next. Yeah. Yeah. Next is Communication and Networks Laboratory. So this laboratory, we have experiments from microwave, experiments from optical communication, and experiments from networks. So numerical aperture determination of fibers and attenuation measurements in fibers, PA characteristic of laser diodes, and LED photodiode characteristics, analog transmission characteristics of fiber optical link, determination of operational range and bandwidth of glass and plastic fibers, gain and radiation pattern measurement of horn antenna, determination of mode characteristics of reflex klystron, VSWR impedance measurement, gun diode characteristics study. Ma'am? Ma'am? Madam, you are not audible, ma'am. Am I audible to all? Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
So, madam trying to say something, but it is not audible. Ma'am, hello, ma'am, Jayanti, ma'am.
It was not visible, so I was.
Now visible, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes.
your voice is breaking, ma'am.
Yeah, we can see your screen, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, visible.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank
No
you.
issues, you can proceed. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And the 9th experiment is network topology simulation using network simulators, and apply various application tools and analysis performance wireless network using POLNet. So I think this is repeated. Wired and wireless, sorry. 10th is study on wired network and 11th is study on wired network. So these are the experiments covered in this laboratory. So I request members to add or any suggestions to be incorporated in this laboratory. Sir, ma'am, let us continue with this, ma'am.
It's okay.
Sir.
It's okay.
Okay. Sir.
Yeah, that looks fine. Thank you.
Okay.
It's okay.
Sir. Romi, sir.
It's okay. It's okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. So next move on to the sir, please.
Kumar sir, one, I mean, can you just mention the hardware that is available for those radiation pattern, all these things?
Radiation pattern measurement hardware available, sir.
You're still using the microwave power meter for that?
Yes, sir. We have microwave power meter. We have 3-pot stand is available, sir. And we have 2-3 years back we have purchased power meter. 2 power meters we have purchased, and with this 3-pot antenna setup, they are measuring radiation pattern, sir.
How about fibers, sir? Do you have a bench for that?
Yes, sir. Bench setup we have, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Let me move on to next laboratory. It is a project phase 1, a preliminary project work which will be doing the second 8th semester. So in which actually our principal said industry persons and senior faculty with the project coordinator and project guide with the HOD or senior professor will be a committee is constituted with these members, and these members will be reviving the project. 3 reviews will be held, and problems should be selected by every batch of students, and students must do a literature review, elaborate literature review with 10 basic papers related to their work, and report has to be submitted by the students as per the format available, and preliminary implementation can be done. Actually 50 or 60% of work which is actually completed in this first phase itself, and internal evaluation has to be done based on 3 reviews for 100 marks. Actually full of internal, no external evaluation is in this laboratory.
Yeah, just reduce that to 3 or 4 papers. See, if they read one paper correctly at undergraduate level, that itself is good. They will collect 10, they will collect 100 also today. Point is not
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
how
sir.
many they collect, but how well they read, even if it is a single
Yes, sir.
paper.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
So they can actually collect 1 survey paper and 2 technical papers. That is more than enough if they do it well. You have all kinds of problems of reading in English, understanding the
yes, sir, yes, sir,
mathematics there and simulation, all that. So they will do a very shoddy job if you ask them minimum 10. I think.
So let us make it minimum 3 or 4. Okay, sir.
Yeah, because minimum 10 is good enough for a PhD today.
Yes, sir.
10 good papers is what makes a PhD today.
Actually, in the undergraduate level, understanding single paper from standard.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Why do you want to burden
sure,
them? Sir. And then if you burden them, here in other things they will fail. Okay.
Okay, sir. So I will check with the college norms, sir. Then we will change accordingly, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So Vineet here, sir, do you have
yes,
some predefined subjects on which these papers need to be done?
No, sir. It is open choice, sir. Open choice. Students can choose their topic according to their interest.
Yeah, but what I feel is like if we are talking about something which is already not workable in industry or not practiced by industry, those topics should not be the criteria, because that will not give any value to the students if they select something on. I give an example on 2G. If they have to collect something and work on it, it's not any more viable product. So maybe some guidance you can provide on topics. It's not like mandatory they have to follow, but if there is a guidance, students will definitely focus on the guidance provided by the faculty.
Sure, sir. We have actually one project supervisor is allotted to a group of students, sir. And that project supervisor will be taking care of these things, sir. And the committee is constituted for discussing the topic chosen by the students, and we will discuss on the topic. Accordingly, we will finalize the area, sir.
Okay, so usually the practice which I recommend is that you should have a guidance on the topics on which the students can work on. That will be beneficial for their career, because this is nothing but a project work which will become the benchmark during the interview. If anything which they are doing which is not relevant to the industry will not give any benefit to them during the interviews.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Actually,
just a recommendation. Just think about some guidelines which your project coordinator can prepare. Some key topics which are recommended by you. It's not
actually faculty supervisors are also allotted based on the expertise. If somebody is choosing a topic from embedded systems, and we have a group of faculty working in embedded systems, and one among them is allotted as a supervisor for those group of students. According to the expertise we are allotting, but what the student is doing project is up to the knowledge level of faculty. Actually, we have 4-5 streams: communication, VLSI, and programming. Also, we are allowing. We have 4-5 substreams, and we have divided the group of faculty into those substreams according to the faculty expertise and student interest. We will give the topic, sir. We will do area.
So maybe the the faculty expertise can devise on certain guidelines of, the areas in which they can recommend and work.
Sure, sir.
So
We'll do
this
it.
is my suggestion. It's up to you.
Sure, sure.
Because something
one
which is not
guideline
worth.
is, sir, one guideline is that people try to follow the kind of problems that are being posed in hackathons as well as the Make in India concepts. So that gives a clear direction for the students as well as the faculty members.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Ma'am, sir, let us continue.
Yes, pa.
Yes, sir. Thank you, madam. Thank you, sir. And this is all about 7th semester. In the 8th semester, we have, as already said, we have 2 elective courses and 1 open elective courses, and the group we will discuss later. And as far as the project, the 8th semester project phase 2 is similar to the phase 1. As we already discussed, there are 3 reviews, and these reviews will be conducted by committee constituted by a department, and each review has to be evaluated for 100 marks. And student must compulsorily present for making this presentation, and one senior professor and one expert from outside will be this is not included in this slide, committee for the final review, and final reports to be submitted as per the format according to the university norms. So this is the final project which is going to be done by students. So I think is this okay, sir? It is similar to the phase 1. Okay, if okay, then
that's fine, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, sir. So next, so we have elective 3 in the 7th semester. The last neural networks is a elective 3 which is offered in 7th semester, and the elective 4 and 5 which are offered in the 8th semester. And in each group we have 6 or 7 courses. In this elective 3 group we have networks, high performance RISC processors, optical communication, radar and navigation lights, VLSI testing and verification, adaptive signal processing, and principles of medical imaging. These are the 7 courses which are grouped as elective 3, which are offered in semester 7. So first, neural networks. So this is the
how many they have to take?
Sir?
How many electives they have to take?
Actually,
how
5 electives.
How many electives they have?
Total of 5 electives, 5 core electives. Sir?
No. Now we are talking semester 7.
Yes, sir.
They have to take
7
5 out of
one elective, sir. Only 1 elective.
Oh, only 1 elective. How many you are likely to offer?
Sir, this semester we are offering radar and navigation lights. Last semester we offered radar and navigation lights.
Okay.
And the possibilities.
Sir, normally we offer. Excuse me, Dr. Kumar.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think
Yes,
normally we offer 3 to 4 electives, sir. In case they are having 1 elective, minimum we'll offer 2 electives, sir. So they'll have a choice.
How many sections you have now?
Now we have actually 3 sections. And in the next batch, that is for this regulation, the final year will have 2 sections, sir.
2 sections.
So minimum we'll offer 4 electives, and above that, if they request for more electives, that will also be offered, sir. For 1 section, 2 electives will be there, sir.
Okay. Do you have a GPU in your department?
GPU, yes, sir. For AI project which is there and going on, sir, with the DBT.
Okay, so you should offer at least 1 elective in 7th and 1 in 8th, which will have AI, machine learning, deep learning, that kind of thing.
6th semester we have it in the core, sir.
I know. So if they get access to using GPU and doing Python programming and all this scikit, NumPy and other things, they will get very high quality jobs. So instead of doing wavelets and applications and stuff like that, let's be very clear that a lot of high-end techniques are not really in favor. People are moving into, in fact, they should know Python programming by this. I don't see any way how they will learn Python programming unless you put it as part of machine learning, because no good company now will hire anybody with C++. The moment they see C++ in their profile, they are likely to reject their resume. So how will you build employment opportunities, which is the bulk requirement of an undergraduate program?
Yeah, I truly back Dr. Ashok Rao.
Can I take this question, Dr. Kumar? Sir, actually, the open elective we have given, we have actually 4 to 5 open electives in the curriculum. So if you see the current second years who are in this regulation, out of 88 students, 60 students have opted for Python, which is offered in open elective, sir.
Okay.
So we have provision for Python. Sir. Python is being offered by Computer Science and IT department as open elective, and even the current third year students and the final year students, about 50% of the students have done Python separately, sir.
Okay, so now we want to see Python in action, not just learning the syntax. So there is no point in doing a course on neural networks. You could straight away do machine learning and deep learning, which includes, but most of deep learning today is only neural nets. Why do you want to waste a full course on neural networks? So if they can actually do some programming on TensorFlow, so many options are available, open source, free tools. There are exceedingly good jobs emerging in Chennai, Hyderabad, and Bangalore for these things. So, and this.
Okay, sir. We'll do it, sir. Actually, currently we have a group which is working on the deep learning and the TensorFlow with the GPU in the department. We'll bring it in the curriculum itself. And
yeah, that is this thing. So you can quickly order another GPU if you want. So that's
sir,
one.
Actually,
and
sir, actually the MLT machine learning technique which is offered in the 6th semester itself, sir.
Yeah, but then why do you want to have elective on neural network then? If you are doing machine learning techniques in 6th semester, why do you want to have a neural networks elective in 7th semester? Just waste of one slot.
Okay, sir. We will look into that and we will accordingly change the group, alter group, sir.
Yeah, please do that, because really, I mean, unless they are interested, optical communication, radar and navigational aids, all these are very peripheral today. They are important. I know radar and navigational aids are a very important analog communication application, but very few takers and very few opportunities unless you work in a defense establishment.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir. We will accordingly we will change the
sir,
group.
Maybe.
Ma'am.
Yeah, Dr. Kumar, I think we can replace neural networks with deep learning architectures. I think that would be better.
Deep learning is offered in next semester. 8th semester. It comes under the group 5th group, ma'am.
So no, we can have it only for architectures. Whatever architectures which are available, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
No, I'm just suggesting. I mean, you don't have to.
Ashokra, sir.
You don't have to react to this. I'm just suggesting, and I don't see any IoT mentioned anywhere here.
No, sir. I'm just asking.
Ma'am.
Sir, IoT is offered as an open elective one. That is being done mostly on the 80% that is hardware. Projects are being done online. We have discussed it in during Regulation 2014 itself, and that is being continued now, sir.
See,
Sir, I need one clarification, sir. Is it like can we do a few deep learning architectures earlier and then for TensorFlow, or we can do both together, sir? The architecture and
you
the
can do both together. Don't spend too much time on architecture.
Okay, sir.
The familiarity with the tools and applications is what gives them confidence and jobs. There is no end to so much of architecture. You will have, by the time you start teaching, 2 more architectures will come. Architecture is not the issue. I mean, just do a CNN or a DeepNet. 2 of them is enough. They occupy more or less 90% of all the machine learning applications today. Taking a task using the tools and doing Python programming on that is what is going to be very important.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So next is a high performance RISC processors.
I have a small thing. I have to attend to one more emergency. I'll join back in another 15-20 minutes. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So this is high performance RISC computer. So in which we have a CPU, the MSP 430 RISC CPU architecture and MSP 430 peripheral interface, Freescale Cloudfire 32-bit processor and Freescale Coldfire 32-bit processor, peripherals and programming, and Razer mobile processors. And the textbook is John Davies and Munir is 2 textbooks. So this is high performance RISC computer. And the optical communication, we have introduction to optical fibers, signal degradation in optical fibers, and fiber scale, fiber optical sources and coupling techniques, and fiber optical receivers and measurement methods, optical networks and components. So these are the 5 modules in optical communication elective. And radar and navigation lights, radar range equation and radar types, MTI and pulse Doppler radar, and detection of radar signals in noise and antennas, corresponding antennas, radar navigational landing aids, and satellite navigation systems. These are the 5 modules. Schooling is a textbook, and Friday is another textbook which is for this course. So let me move on to other course. VLSI testing and verification, in which we have testing and fault modeling, test generation, design for testability, self-test and self-test algorithms, and fault diagnosis. And these are 2 textbooks. And the other course is adaptive signal processing, so in which we have discrete time random processes, power spectrum estimation, optimum filters, adaptive filters, multi-rate signal processing. These are the 5 modules in this adaptive signal processing course. Comes under elective group 3. And other final one is principles of medical imaging. So in which we have basic medical imaging techniques, mathematical preliminaries and image reconstruction techniques, and fluoroscopy, CT and image quality, magnetic resonance image and spectroscopy, ultrasound and neuromagnetic imaging. These are the 5 modules comes under medical imaging systems. And let me move on to the next group, which is offered in semester 7, AI course, artificial intelligence. So fundamentals of artificial intelligence, informed searching techniques, logical reasoning, planning and decision making, learning. So these are the 5 modules. And next course is real-time system design, in which we have hardware for real-time systems, requirements and performance analysis techniques, state machines and execution time prediction, storage management, and finally protection and security. These are the 5 modules. and OPD, optoelectronic devices, in which elements of light and solid state physics, display devices and lasers, optical detection devices, optoelectronic modulators and switches, optoelectronic integrated circuits. And the satellite communication. In this, we have overview of satellite systems, orbits and launching methods, geostationary orbit and space segment, Earth segment element and space link, satellite access and coding methods, and satellite applications. So, and VLSI signal processing, introduction of DSP, folding and unfolding, fast convolution, algorithm strength reduction in firewalls and transforms, low power design. Sir, ma'am, this is okay, or let me, ma'am, Jayanti ma'am?
It's okay.
Okay. Thanks, sir. And in this course, the course is speech and audio processing, machines of, mechanics of speech and audio, time frequency analysis, filter banks and transforms, audio coding and transform coding techniques, time and frequency domain methods for speech processing, predictive analysis of speech. And in the high-speed networks, in which we have high-speed networks basics, high-speed LANs, ATM, TCP, congestion control and traffic management techniques, and QoS and other support protocols for IP networks. And in the other group, the fifth group, we have deep learning. The deep learning overview of ML and deep feed forward networks, regularization of deep learning, convolutional networks, sequence modeling. And in MEMS, as we discussed in the wireless communication course, this is offered as an elective course in which they are studying the very basic concepts in first module, sensor and actuators 1 and sensor and actuator 2 in second module and third module, micro machining techniques and polymers and optical MEMS covered in the fifth module. And wireless sensor networks. So we have introduction of wireless sensors, various architectures, networking sensors, different networking sensor, infrastructure establishment techniques, and sensor network platforms and various tools. And wavelet and its applications, we have introduction to wavelets, multi-resolution concepts and discrete wavelet transform, wavelet system design, wavelet families, and wavelet applications. And in this green communication course for energy management, we have a green communication fundamentals and modulation techniques, energy conservation on various applications, energy harvesting systems, techniques on energy harvesting systems, energy harvesting and management on wireless sensor networks. And multimedia communication, we have introduction to multimedia systems and various audio video conversion techniques and various text and image conversion techniques, VoIP technology, and multimedia networking. And finally, we have cryptography and network security as the final elective in the fifth group. So in which number theoretic and algebraic algorithms, modern symmetric key ciphers, symmetric key encipherment, message authentication and integrity, system security and wireless network security is the final thing. So these are the elective groups. So I invite members to any courses added in this elective group we can do according to the specialization. Or otherwise we will continue with this existing list. Sir, ma'am, this group is okay?
Okay, Kumar.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Sir?
Yeah, this looks good, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, Mansoor Rami, sir. Sir, Rami, sir. Okay, sir. I got some audio issue. Chinnadurai and Sudhakar, you please tell me your views, or otherwise we can't. Okay.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So let us discuss another academic things. So we have 166 credits in the undergraduate program. So theory 31 courses and of total of 101 credits, and practical 21 courses. We have total of 38 credits. Electives 15 credits. Open electives additional activities 4 courses 12 credits, and mandatory courses 4. We are not giving any credits for mandatory courses. So total of 64 courses comes 166 credits. So actually basic science courses total credits of 26. The semester 1 we have 6 plus 3 9 credits which comes under basic science courses, and in the second semester we have 9 Laplace transform, applied chemistry chemistry laboratory we have, and third semester we have partial differential equation 4 credits, and probability stochastic process, total of 26 credits for basic sciences. And similarly for engineering sciences we have 23 credits, including engineering graphics, engineering practice laboratory, basic electrical engineering, engineering mechanics, programming for problems and corresponding laboratory, data section and corresponding laboratory. So total of 23 credits. And humanities and social sciences, including the management courses. So total of 7 credits. The first semester we are giving communication skill 1, and then the second semester we are giving communication skill 2, and in the sixth semester we are giving economics. So total of 7 credits. And professional core we have third semester we have a group, and fourth semester, fifth semester, sixth semester. So total of 69 credits core professional core, and professional elective 15, and open electives for 12. Professional elective first semester, sorry, fifth semester, sixth semester, seventh semester, eighth semester, we have 5 groups, total of 15 credits, and open electives in the first elective in the fourth semester, second elective in the sixth semester, third elective is seventh semester, and fourth in eighth semester, total of 12 credits. And these are the open elective courses offered by other departments or other technical things. So total of, so these are the open electives offered by other things: entrepreneurship development, business ethics, and e-commerce, Python programming, multimedia techniques, water pollution and its management, programming, Java, C++, artificial, cyber security, virtual instrumentation, composite materials, and communication technology for power system, rapid prototyping, electric vehicle, R programming, C# and .NET courses, Python programming for data analytics, data mining, robotics and automation, industrial nanotechnology, entrepreneurship development. These are the 43 open electives offered by other department. And so to inculcate this project thing the student, we have laboratories like electronic design project laboratory and innovation project laboratory, phase 1 phase 2. So in this electronic design project laboratory and innovation project laboratory we have packed with open-ended experiments. So students are allowed to choose their own topic, and with the concurrence of faculty they are doing it. So this is a very interesting laboratory. And as a mandatory course, is a Constitution of India offered in the second semester, environmental science offered in the third semester, engineering for ethics is offered in fourth semester, startup and entrepreneurship, as I already said, this is a new course as a mandatory course which is offered in the sixth semester. And course components for curriculum. So total basic science 26, engineering science 23, science and humanities 7, program course 69, program elective and open elective 27, projects 14, and mandatory we don't have any credits. So total of 166, and this is a distribution. Humanities, basic sciences, engineering sciences, program core, program elective, open elective, and employability enhancement courses like CCD and mandatory courses. So these are distribution of courses. So as I already said, sixth semester we have added this course, startup and entrepreneurship, and these are the open electives offered by our department, the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. So we are offering Internet of Things, and wearable devices, next-gen wireless networks, microprocessor, microcontroller, and this microprocessor, microcontroller is necessary things for mechanical department. So that's why we are offering, and 5G technology and mobile robotics. So these are the 6 courses offered to the students, other department students, and our curriculum meets the requirements to pursue higher education and career guidance and startup entrepreneurship. So curriculum is designed according to the industry 4 standard, and almost all topics we have covered the GATE syllabus for promoting students higher education. So particularly in the 7th and 8th semester, we have optical communication, radar, computer networks, mobile communication, adaptive signal processing, microengineering. So these are the various courses where we have a GATE questions, so which will be very helpful for, and moreover we are giving assignments, tutorials with GATE questions, so that will be very much helpful for the students for doing their higher education like GATE. And curriculum and syllabus should prove innovative design and critical thinking skills of problem solving attributes of students. So as already said, in this pandemic situation, we are doing embedded systems laboratory and communication system laboratory with the help of virtual labs available in the IIT Bombay. So for embedded system laboratory, we use IIT Bombay 808 vertical laboratory link. And in the communication laboratory, we are using computer networks virtual laboratory link for this laboratory. And we are also doing a 3 credit course with the help of Enthoo technology. We are offering a 3 credit course for the entire semester with the help of this industry for the benefit of students. LoRa, wireless communication for IoT applications. So the student felt it's very much useful. And based on the previous meeting, amendments was done on our 2018 curriculum. So this is for 2021 batch, that is the first year students. So in which actually the 8th semester we have right now we have 3 courses in the previous regulation. I mean our 2018 without amendment. And now we have removed. Actually we had 1 minute. Yeah. 1 minute, sir. It's not responding. Screen is not responding. Yeah. So in this 8th semester, we had 3 courses, 1 open elective and 2 elective courses, and we have moved 1 elective and 1 courses, the space available in the 2nd and 3rd semester. So we have moved. So we have Constitution of India as a mandatory course in the 1st semester, and ethics for engineers in the 2nd semester, and environment in the 4th semester, and the course which offered in the 6th semester of our 2008 without amendment, now it is moved to the 4th semester, startup and entrepreneurship, and remaining all same with the same 166 credits. I request all the members to approve this amendment.
Yes, sir.
Jain. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Ma'am, Jayanti ma'am.
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So in this amendment, anything needs to be, ma'am? Any suggestion, ma'am?
No, sir. We have proposed the amendment, and if the members agree to it, we can just proceed with that, sir.
Okay. Sir, ma'am, it's okay?
That's fine.
Okay. Okay.
Because the 7th semester we have only 5 papers, ma'am, because the students are heavily loaded and they are going for placements. So that is why only 7 papers are in this 7th semester. That's why we have not moved anything, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
And the same elective group, but different semesters. And discussion on curriculum syllabi of PG, so total of 71 credits. So theory 23, practical 30, electives 18, and audit courses we don't have any credit. So total of 21, and we don't have any changes in the syllabus and curriculum of R 2018, particularly for PG. And as our principals are told in the morning, so we have enough, we are facilitating students to take to undergo this choice based credit system. So that is why we are offering self study courses. So it is decided to give some of the elective courses as self study courses, and 1 credit courses planned. We are offering more number of one credit courses, and this odd semester, so we are planning to give advanced data acquisition and control, programming on Raspberry Pi, and PLC programming. These are 3 courses we are offering as a 1 credit courses in this semester. And we are facilitating students to undertake SWAYAM and NPTEL online courses. And these are 3 courses taken by students last semester: computer vision and image processing fundamentals and application, deep learning, integrated circuit, MOSFET, op-amps, and their applications. So these are 3 courses, and mandatory courses like ethics for engineers are added to in the curriculum to inculcate universal moral values. And actually, the open electives, few components are made practical. So the assessment accordingly it will be. So if any students doing mini project, credit will be given, extra additional credit will be given for many project things those who are doing in the open elective course. And regarding TLP, so we facilitate the following teaching learning process. According to the nature of the course, different modes of content delivery may be followed, like experiential learning, project-based learning, activity-based learning, flipped class, think, pair, share, and other TLPs. And moreover, as per our principal instruction, we are developing our own video content, our own PPT, our own e-content. These content are shared among the students group, and this flipped class activity is encouraged in order to reduce the burden on students activity. And these are the list of valued courses underwent by our students the last semester, and all second and third year students took all the underwent these skill edge courses like principles of design thinking, robotics, process automation, cloud computing, introduction of cyber security, data and literacy program. So all second and third year students, first second year students underwent these 5 courses, and all third and final year students underwent these courses. I mean ICT Learnathan course, RPA, AWS Inventor, Cloud Computing, Introduction to Packet Tracker, Cyber Security Essentials, Introduction to IoT, Entrepreneurship, Machine Learning on RAMP, Deep Learning on RAMP, Become Joy Ready for Developer, Stepathon Communication Skills, Software Defined Storage Concepts, Network Virtualization Concepts. So these are 13 courses taken by students last semester. And if anybody doing international certification like Udemy, Udacity, Coursera, and we are giving additional credit for students. And we offer lab courses like Electronic Project Laboratory and Innovation Project Laboratory with the full open-ended experience, as already stated, to make students participate in international contest, hackathon, learnathon, etc. And it is mandatory for UG PG students to publish their work in a journals or international IEEE conferences, or file a patent copyright for awarding certain marks. And the final agenda is measures to manage pandemic situation. So due to COVID-19 pandemic, students are not able to undergo industrial training and internship. So the following decisions or alternatives are taken to manage the measures in the COVID-19 pandemic, keeping in view of the safety and safety of the students by Anna University, dated in 3/8/2020 as a notification. So all online, all internships and training programs are allowed to do in an online mode, and students shall be permitted to take up mini project through online or relevant project work through online if the firm permits. And in the case of 3 credit training, internship students shall be permitted to undergo additional 1 credit courses. In case of online courses, guidelines for evaluation for online courses will be applicable as per the respective regulations. So these things it is mandatory for online courses. And in case of 1 to 2 credits industrial training internship things are permitted. So as an alternative, students shall be permitted to undergo online skill development courses. So that is why we have mentioned Skill Edge and Learnathon courses, work from home through AICT associated programs like Internshala and other initiatives. So we are following the rules and regulations mentioned by Anna University in this pandemic situation, and the last event semester started in this January 20th for all second, third, and final year students according to the Anna University instructions. So, so this all from my side. So now I request all the members to discuss the things. So, sir, ma'am, this all from my side. So I request all to share your views.
Kumar sir, the plan is that for this semester we are going to have online, is it not?
Yes, sir. This semester is pure online mode only, sir. Sir?
That's fine. Like I just wanted to know whether
actually we had a plan to bring final year students to the institute, but we had few issues. That is why we made it online, sir. So we are not we are doing everything in online only, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks. Sir, Vineet, sir.
Yeah, looks good, sir, from my side. And any help as an industry expert you are looking for, we'll be happy to take it up internally in Nokia, and we'll share our expertise as and when needed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your support. Definitely, we will contact and we will have some interactions in our institute. Thank you, sir. Sir, Ashok Rao, sir. Sir, connect aitara, ma'am? Jaini, ma'am?
No, sir, he is not joined, I think.
Okay, okay. Ma'am, Vanati, ma'am?
Everything looks okay, Pa. But that one credit course, you can talk with the industry people, because two people, a lot of people connections you have.
Yes, ma'am.
Like they have said, with their help, I think you can introduce some new one credit courses, Pa. Because
okay,
this one credit course can be dynamically changed. That's what we are doing in our campus.
Yes, ma'am.
So as soon as some requirements come from the industry, we can ask the industry to take it up, and the next evolution, if it is taking place, you can just change it. So
yes,
that you can just enhance with respect to the industry part. That's
semester it varies, ma'am. According to the industry requirement and new technology, we will have new courses.
You can you can remove certain one credit courses, and you can add new credit courses as evolution in the technology takes place. Pa.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
So that way you can improve your BOS.
Okay. So now I request Chinnaduri and Sudhagar, you can say few things, because you are what to say. You can give one credit courses in the new trends what you have in your industry.
Yes, Kumar. So regarding that, in my side, definitely we can try to provide the support, like in the signal passing side or DSP signal passing side. It is possible for us to support you for the one credit course, and all other things looks fine for me.
Okay, thank you, Chinnadurai. Sudhagar.
Yeah, yes, sir, Kumar, sir. It looks fine, but this from TESOL, I think we have made like a couple of colleges MOU to have the testing course, testing on semiconductor course,
Okay.
This is one thing that we are doing from our side. Apart from that, as I told, right, if you need anything on a delivery side, right, like 5G or any other special topics, please let us know in advance so that we can plan and help you out.
Sir. Thank you for your support. Thank you, ma'am. Jayanti, ma'am.
Was one
sir, please, sir.
Yes,
ma'am, 1 minute, ma'am. Sir is trying to sell something. Sir, please.
One common curious point is that Sir was mentioning about Nokia's efforts on putting up 5G certificate programs.
Yes, sir.
I think he was sharing his slide here, or maybe his window here. I have a very, very quick question to him, like whether this kind of a certificate is valid for the engineering undergrad students. Is it free of cost, or maybe it has got a cost involved inside?
So Right now, there is a cost involved because this is a specialized course which we are giving at two levels. The first level is associate level and second level is professional level. So many universities have devised a program like this, that they have identified a couple of their lead faculty members to go through this professional rollout course, which is like 6 to 8 hours, and you will have all the understanding of major components which are involved in 5G certification, and there is an official certification provided to you, and they will take back to the student community based on the learning. Because the cost definitely involved right now, it's not available for free. But what we can do from Nokia, as I'm leading this University Connect program and I'm catering to all the South India colleges, all the 5 states in southern states of country, we will work out on a workshop, maybe a 3 to 4 hours workshop on specialized topic, and we can deliver it as a part of that University Connect, which will not involve for a cost for a course, definitely.
So I understand that the current pricing is for the global level, is it not?
Yeah, this is a global certification which is available to anybody who would like to get a hands-on understanding of 5G, their imperatives, their foundation, and then the professional level. There are two levels.
My honest request is that, sir, like CCNA kind of now, like Cisco goes on, like if you can come up with an affordable pricing concept, it will be better, is it not, sir? For the kind of students like KSR who would like to go through that.
Indeed, we will. We are right now working with the certain colleges in Chennai where like we have Nokia network certification, like you have CCNA. We have similar course like Nokia, and right now what we have understood is that the SSN is very keen on becoming the nodal center. So these courses on network part is being delivered by the experts within the Nokia community, and they will have the access to the labs and all the practicals which need to be done. So we are reaching out to outside the Nokia community, where we will provide them the hands-on experience, and the faculty within those colleges can train and teach students for other colleges. So we are working right now in a model, but the pandemic situation is definitely becoming a big imperative right now in handshaking those initiatives. It's taking longer than expected.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is the scenario, actual scenario. Thank you, sir.
But this will give you a, maybe if like Dr. Kumar has gone to, VIT, we have just, in February 2020, we have done the faculty development program for 47 professors and associate professors of scope department. And we have delivered a 4-hour exclusive training on 5G. We have provided them the visibility of how 5G lab looks like with a virtual connection to our 5G lab in Chennai. And we have given the covered the topics of network virtualization, software defined networks, and so on. So we are definitely open to host those kind of FDP for your institute also.
Sure, sir. In near future, we will make the same thing to be happen in our institute itself, sir. Thank you very much for your input, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Ma'am, Jayanti madam. Ma'am.
Hello, yeah, Dr. Kumar.
Yes, ma'am.
I think everybody has audible. Am I audible, Mr. Kumar?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You are audible, ma'am.
Oh, okay. So, so all the members have given the inputs. I think I just have a few words with Chandra and Mr. Sudhakar. We actually had a discussion just before the pandemic with all the 3 institutes of KSRCT, and I was one of the members there, Mr. Vinita, where we were actually planning to do some faculty development programs and workshops and other things. But then because of the pandemic, we couldn't continue with that proposal actually. Maybe we will take your inputs given now, and we'll have such programs. We'll get back to you soon, and for coming forward to support us in this venture. Thanks a lot, Mr.
Definitely, ma'am. You're most welcome anytime, and we can decide on the coverage of the FDP, what can be the specialized topics, and how we can provide the remote access for the lab access and all for the faculty development and so on. So we are always there for you. Not a problem.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Guneet Chandra. And Mr. Sudhakar, actually, we started with the MOU with the TESOL. Since resumed back, go ahead with the MU and then work on the faculty training in TESOL also. Mr. Sudhakar?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes.
Have you come back to physical mode of working or you are all still online?
No, no. It depends on it depends on the work that we are doing. Since we are supporting the remote customers, right? Like it's like 50% of the people doing the work from home. The people who are mandatory to be there in the office, right? They are already started work from office. It's like it depends on the choice and the work nature.
Okay, then let me contact the people who are working for this MOU and I'll try to proceed with that, Mr. Sudhakar.
Okay.
Thank you. And I would like to thank Dr. Manzoor Rumi, the university representative, for having and ma'am for joining here sessions. And my sincere thanks to Mr. Chinnadurai Jasmine Infotech also for joining us. And I would I request every one of you to turn on your camera for a few minutes so that we can take a shot of the meeting. And we need it for our records. Thank you.
Dear members, all the members kindly turn on your camera.
Have you taken that, Mr. Raghu?
Ma'am, some of our members not yet turn on their camera, ma'am. Waiting for them.
No, if you have the external members there on the screen and with the BOS chairman, that would be. Can you accommodate how many screens you can accommodate?
Ma'am, I can enable the together mode, ma'am. So it is look like something different. So it is now Kumar sir only missing. I think he has some issues in camera.
All others are there?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Then you can take a screenshot.
Taken, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Pa. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks for inviting me. Bye.
Kumar sir.
Hello, ma'am.
Kumar sir is not connected.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I am audible, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, sir. You are audible. You can conclude the session, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I thank all the external members and internal members for giving their valuable suggestions for strengthening our curriculum for 2018. I once again thank our university nominee, Mr. Dr. Mansoor Rumi, and industrial experts, our PhD Tech Manati ma'am, subject expert, and other subject experts, Vineet Kumar Chandra, and Sudhakar, Ashok Rao sir, and Chinnadurai from Jasmine Infotech for readily accepting our invitation and giving valuable suggestions for strengthening our curriculum. So on behalf of our institute and our management and my own behalf, I thank all the members for their suggestions. Thank you very much, sir. Ashok Rao, sir. I think
Yeah,
you have
thank you very much. Thank you, Bhumi.
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable suggestions. We will try to incorporate all the suggestions and we will strengthen our curriculum. Sure, sir. Thank you very much for your valuable inputs.
I have one or two questions, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Is it offline now everywhere?
This BO, sir?
No. Classes offline has started?
Yes, sir. It's online classes, sir. Only online.
Offline has not started?
Yes, sir. No, it's not started, sir. It was recommended by the university. It was recommended by the university, but it depends on the interest of the students.
What about TC, Madurai?
Sir, we are still moving on with the online. Because the earlier mandate from Anna University is that the current semester has to go through online, so we are still going with online.
What about exams?
Exams to online.
Oh, we have started offline exams already from last week. And all first year classes have already started offline now.
Oh, I see.
So
I think hopefully from all through the Tamil Nadu, the current scenario is that they have to go through online. The classes as well as the exam, they go online.
Okay. Yeah, so just be careful, all of you. That's all. What else we can do?
Yeah.
Just be careful and alert because the new British virus is starting to show clusters here and there now. So just be careful. That's all. Yeah. Convey my regards to everybody in Tyagarajar College, PSG, and KSR. I have not come there for now 1.5 years. So let me see.
Sure.
We are missing it out. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So
sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, all of you.
Thank you. So, with this, let me close this meeting. Thank you all internal members and members. Once again, I thank you all for this.
Thank you, Kumar, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.